When we talk about qualifying the lead and the conversions and how to increase them, one of the things that's important is to start asking a lot of questions. There's nothing worse than working with somebody who is not motivated, right? So we can't convert a lead that doesn't want to be converted. So if somebody's like, I'm not planning to buy and sell, and you'd be like, but it's a great time to buy and sell, and they're like, I'm not planning to buy and sell, then we're going to come off as salesy, we're going to come off as pushy, and that's not going to work. No matter how good we build rapport, no matter how good we can mirror matching, if they are not motivated, then they are not going to convert. But now we have to really, though, use our scripts and use our dialogue to find out, like, what is their story? So having good scripts and memorizing them, and so that you can also not feel like you're reading, if you ever had somebody that reads it to you, will be important in this part. So having good scripts, having a buyer consultation script, having a pre-listing qualifying script, that's going to be important. So then also a listing presentation script. When you go through these things, then that's going to help dig out that motivation as well, right? So we want to say, like, with the buyer consultation, describe your perfect home for me. So this is also, though, what have we asked them first? What's important about buying and selling at this time? Let them answer. Pause and let them answer. Do you have to sell at this time? Or if your home didn't sell, what would you do then? If somebody is meeting you out and about and they ask you, is now a good time to buy or sell? Reverse it around and ask some questions on motivating. Well, it depends. Are you asking from the eyes of a seller or a buyer? And know your expertise to know what that you're going to say behind. So if somebody says, for example, is now a great time to buy? If we jump right into, yeah, it's a great time to buy because XYZ, and then the person isn't even into a lease, or they're into a lease until next year, you can say, well, this year, like, what is making you think about buying right now? Well, I'm not really thinking now, it might be next year. Okay, great. Well, next year the interest rates might be different. It's a great thing to watch the market, and you can have a quality conversation with them, but plan for it for a follow-up in the future so that we're building that connection, we're checking their motivation so that we can convert them when the time is right. So this is really an important thing to think about, is that no matter if they're a buyer or seller, we want to talk to them about their motivation at the very beginning so that we can tailor our language and know our scripts on where to go to next. So if somebody says, I'm getting a divorce, I'm getting married, we're having more children, our home isn't big enough, we want to downsize, my spouse died, I need to move for a job, I need to go live the life of my dreams, and I hate my house right now, I'm living in the city and I need more peace. All of these things are very good questions or answers that will come out to say, what's important about you buying and selling at this time? And then listen, right? So having a buyer consultation, the first questions we want to ask is that. Then we want to ask them, like, questions like, describe your ideal home for you. What does your dream home look like in this area, right? And then ask them, what is their budget? What is the most that they're willing to pay? So when we start asking these motivations and somebody asks for the world and they can't afford it, it's going to be difficult to convert them if they realize that they can't afford this. So we kind of keep going through this, ask them if there's other people that are involved in the decision making. For example, if you have a spouse, great, when can we talk together? So these are things that are really important, because if there is another person that is going to help them with the decision making, and that person is completely not available, maybe we're just not going to convert them right then. I know a lot of people that are single that want their brother involved, or they want a mentor involved. And so to convert them to make a decision right now is something that you want to be prepared for, because then they don't feel rushed. They don't feel like you're not listening. They feel like you're listening. And those are really important. So have a few good scripts that you go for your buyer consultation, and make sure that these things are included in there. That you ask them, when you move, where would you go to next? And when would that be? Right? Great script to ask for an expired or for sale by owner. Another great question is the first time you've bought and sold, or have you done this many times? They said, oh, I've done this a lot. Great. Can you tell me, were those good experiences or not so great? When they say they're good experiences, then usually they'll share why. A driver might be like, oh yeah, it was great, and offer nothing. An expressive is going to be like, oh my gosh, they were great. They showed me all these houses and they really made sure that I understood everything. And I really appreciated, they were so nice and kind, and etc. And analytical would be like, yep, it was a great experience. The paperwork was good. The communication was good. etc. And so just keep all these cues in, because they're telling you what's going to be good for them to have their good experience, or what to avoid if they had a bad experience. A lot of people with for sale by owners had a bad experience, or they have so much experience selling that they've said, I'm going to try this on my own. So you'll have some scripts in there that will help you with this.